Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We are so excited to have you with us. I'm going to start out. My name is Amber Kuiper, and I am a mom of four kiddos, a wife to Jake, and I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tonight, we really just wanted to give you exactly what this is called, a snapshot into coaching, a snapshot into what it is that we do every day as fitness coaches. So you can see my background is a little bit, you're like, where are you? I am in Colorado right now with my husband who's on a work trip. One thing I love about this coaching gig is that I can literally work from anywhere, including a hotel room in Vail, Colorado. And I know Erin will share where she's at here in a little bit too. But first of all, I just wanted to open up and share a little bit about what coaching is. And then we have four more ladies who are going to go ahead and share their coaching stories and what coaching has done for their lives as well. So if you've been seeing virtual fitness coaching going around on your news feeds, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you're like, what is this really? You guys, it's so simple. This business is so simple. Really, we are cheerleaders to help people reach their goals. Basically, what we do is we're going to help our friends, help anyone who wants our help to be healthy. And that doesn't mean to be perfect. It really just means that we want to help you reach your goals. And so as fitness coaches, we have partnered with an amazing company called Beachbody. Some of you have probably heard of them before if you are familiar with P90X or Insanity or 21 Day Fix. So all of those programs were created by a company called Beachbody, and that's the company that we have partnered with because we believe in the products and the results that they give so much. So really what we do as coaches is we come alongside others and we say, okay, this is the program that I'd recommend for you based on the goals that you have. And then we put them into what we call a challenge group. It acts a lot like a Facebook group if you've been in one of those. And every day we're just sharing encouragement and sharing really just what's working for us, helping people to stay on track, and just being that light of, hey, you can do this. Even though being fit is not easy, we know that you can do it. So we're basically cheerleaders. I love what I get to do every single day. And so before I pass it off, I'm going to share a little bit about my personal story and how I got into this. So I mentioned before that I have four kiddos. I was at this point about 2 years ago. I had just had my fourth. He was 6 months old. And I reached a point where I just wasn't feeling myself. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. And you know, I loved what I did, but there was just a piece of me that didn't feel like myself. I would look in the mirror and not really recognize my body. I've never really been someone that struggled with weight, so to speak, but I was someone who just didn't feel like myself. And for me, I was someone who also dealt with postpartum depression and anxiety. And so I knew that I needed to do something for myself every single day just to sort of relieve some stress so that I could feel like my best self for my kids. And so what I ended up doing was we were on a plane ride home from a trip, and I saw one of my friends post about the 21 Day Fix on Facebook. And I showed it to Jake, and he was like, no, you know, we have a gym membership. We don't need that. And so I was kind of bummed, but something in my heart told me that I just needed to go for it. And so I did it. And within, days, I was having more energy. I felt different than I had since I became a mom. I didn't want to take naps every day when my kids napped. Instead, I wanted to actually be productive and, you know, serve my family more. And so after that, I decided, you know what, I have to share this with other people. Like, I was getting results that I had never gotten before. I worked out for years before that. And so I decided to be a coach, even though I was super nervous about it. I thought, gosh, this is probably some pyramid scheme. I was very uncomfortable with network marketing. But I decided to follow my heart. And here we are 2 years later. And the team of coaches that's talking tonight, we have worked so hard together to help others that we are now ranked top 20 out of the whole Beachbody company, which is so wild to think about. But it's because we truly just lead with our hearts and share encouragement with others on a daily basis. And so I have been able to go from stay-at-home mom to work-at-home mom, but I get to choose my own hours. I get to encourage people. I like to work. I realize that about myself, that I really enjoy working, I guess you'd say, outside the home, even though now I get to work inside the home. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off. I could talk, I'm sure we all could talk about our stories all day long, but we know that we want to be respectful of your time. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to my friend Erin Trier, and I'll let her share her story.
Thanks, Amber. Can you guys hear me okay? Just give me some nods or thumbs up. Perfect. So you guys just obviously heard from Amber Kuiper, and my name is Erin Trier. I have actually been a Beachbody coach since August of last year, but I've been involved in the Beachbody community in some capacity for a little over 2 years, just from learning from other coaches online and getting involved in accountability groups and just learning more about the community overall. So as far as my story goes, why was I searching for something different? Like, why did I start to get into accountability groups online, and what was I looking for? I did have a big shift when I became a mom. But for me, there was another shift that sort of happened in my life. And just to give a little bit of background on me, I studied psychology and social work and worked in human resources for a number of years in corporate. I also have over 15 plus years of swim coaching experience. I've been a swimmer my whole life, an athlete my whole life, and involved in coaching in some capacity for a really long time. And I kind of got to this point, even in my coaching career, where I needed a community of people to relate to in a different kind of way than what I was already doing. And I needed to kind of integrate that into my own personal health and wellness journey. And so I always had, fitness as a part of my lifestyle, but I just wasn't able to connect the dots with really feeling connected to other people that were in the same place as me. So once I kind of got to that point mentally, I really realized that I needed to find a community of people that I could relate to, that I could really, just talk to about all kinds of things that I was going through in my life, not only as a mom, but as, a person that's been involved in coaching in some capacity, or, people that have been involved in psychology, social work, human resources, things like that. And the thing that I've realized through doing Beachbody and through the community that I'm now a part of, everything that I have experience with is integrated and related to what we do on a daily basis. It really is. Because yes, Beachbody is fitness and nutrition focused, and that's a lot of what their programs and products are centered around. That's what their offerings are. But the community and the accountability aspect that you get from being a part of, the coaching team that I'm on, or that we're all on, or being involved in accountability groups, like it's so much more than just the fitness and nutrition that you see when you first hear the name Beachbody, or when you first see, somebody that you might be following online. There's a whole another level to it, and it's very deep, it's very emotional, it's very attractive in a way, because it gives you this ability to relate to people on a totally different kind of level. And so that's kind of how I got started. That's what drew me to the community, because I really realized in my own life that I needed a tribe of people. And so, I want to talk quickly about what were my biggest reservations when I started coaching. What was I most fearful of? And for me, the biggest thing that I want to mention tonight is I have always been a person that kind of suffered from something I call controlled environment syndrome. To the point where I would let myself just get in the way of being productive or being successful or doing anything for myself, because I would just overthink everything to like the nth degree, like just overthink everything. and get way ahead of myself in my head before I would even allow me to do anything or try something new or get out of my comfort zone or connect with new people or do something different. And so I needed to do something that was really going to push me in a different kind of way. And that's what this coaching opportunity has done for me. It has forced me to get out of my comfort zone. It has forced me to understand that I can be successful in anywhere, anytime. It doesn't have to be a controlled environment. To give you an example, like Amber said, I'm also in an interesting place this week. I'm at Disney World this weekend, or with this week with my family. I was on Tower of Terror 45 minutes ago. I just got off a bus. Within 30 seconds, here I am on a call with our team. But in the past, like those kinds of things would have thrown me for a huge loop, made me super stressed out, made me feel like there's no way I can jump on this call and talk to people because I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I'm not in my controlled environment. And that's what I've been pushing myself out of thinking, because when I've learned that when I get out of my own way, I'm able to be successful in this tremendous capacity. And the main reason for that is because of the support we have from this team and the support we have from all the other coaches and the challengers that we work with. And so it's just a very powerful community. And I think oftentimes, you know, especially as new moms, but really at any point in your life when you're going through a transition, it's just powerful to be able to relate to people and be able to really connect on an emotional level specifically about things that you're going through, and that things that are real life struggles, real life issues, things that, you know, you need to just hear from somebody else about so you don't feel alone. And that's what this community is all about. I mean, if anything else, that's what coaching has brought to my life. And as Amber mentioned, I got to a point where I wanted to pay it forward. Like I wanted people to be able to experience this community that I now feel in my life, because it's been such a powerful source and such a powerful change for me. And, you know, there's just so much more to it than I think the fitness and nutrition piece that a lot of us see initially. And that was my biggest hesitation at first. So I totally get it. I totally understand that most people don't really get what Beachbody is, what the coaching opportunity is, because it's hard to get past the initial messaging and the branding and whatnot. And it's hard to let yourself get out of your own way and actually try something new and join in and come into a snapshot about what our team does. And so above all, I'm proud of you guys for being here and for coming to join us and just learn, just hear us out, just, you know, find out exactly what we do as coaches and learn something new. So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit more perspective about me. I feel very blessed to be a part of this team. Like I said, it's completely changed my life in so many more ways than I can even explain. So that's a little bit about me. I don't want to talk too much because I know we're trying to kind of pass the baton here to all the other coaches. So I am going to pass over to Carmen here. Carmen, whenever you're ready, lady, we would love to hear from you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Carmen. I am, let's see. Oh, can you guys hear me? You good? Okay. I have been a coach now for about 1.5 years. I'm from Pure, South Dakota. And I have 2 little girls, married to a pastor. And, you know, I have kind of an odd story, I guess. I have done Beachbody programs ever since college. I actually used it to get in shape for my wedding, and I never even knew coaching was an opportunity. So I actually joined because a friend of mine was posting that she was doing like a Love Your Husband More boot camp during Valentine's Day. And I just thought that was an awesome idea. And I just felt drawn to that and that I wanted to help others the way she was helping. I actually messaged her and asked her if I could coach with her to do something like that, because I was more drawn to helping people in that capacity more than I was joining the boot camp. So anyway, so I have been doing Beachbody programs since then. And I am a perfect example of somebody that is not at their goal weight, but I am working very hard to get back down to it. I've been working hard to get off that baby weight now. My youngest is 2.5, and I'm still working hard. And so, I mean, you don't have to look perfect to be a coach. It's actually more, it's more enjoyable going along this journey with my challengers in my boot camp, because I understand those struggles and I know how hard it is. And I know, you know, it's it's hard to make that a priority, to eat healthy and exercise and make that time for that. And it's just wonderful going on that journey together. So, but honestly, the hardest part of coaching that I want to talk to you about is inviting. And the reason for that is because I am a huge introvert, and it's hard for me to talk to people. Like right now, this is really out of my comfort zone. I'm sure you can tell. But I just, I felt like I was being salesy or selfish or, trying to push things on people. And I'm like, geez, I don't even have like that perfect body. How can I expect other people, to join me? How am I going to inspire them? But, I prayed on it a lot, and I realized, it's not about me. It's absolutely not about me. It is about helping everybody else. And I have fallen in love with helping women in this way, and with being a part of this team, and just bettering myself through personal development and all that stuff. So why would I be afraid to tell people about that? If something's so passionate that I'm so passionate about and that I'm so in love with, why wouldn't I want to share that with people? And so that's more what I focus on now is, I tell people what I see in them. I see the beauty, the love, the way that the potential that they have to help others. And so why wouldn't they also want to help people that are struggling with these same things in life? So, sorry, getting notifications there. But yeah, so it was silly of me to be afraid, because since I've joined this community, I am so much better overall. I'm a better mom, I'm a better wife, I'm a better person overall. So it's just been nothing but a blessing. And so that's what I focus on. Okay, well, I'm going to pass it off to Marissa now. Do you want to go ahead?
Thank you, Carmen. I'm Marissa, and I am a wife and a mom of an almost 11-month-old. I've been a coach for 5 months now, so I'm fairly new. Why I became a coach? Honestly, I was kind of tired of stalking Kelsey. I totally stalked her for 2 years before I decided to say yes. And my only regret was that I didn't do it earlier, because it's been absolutely great since then. I needed increased accountability. I needed better results. I had been eating well, and I lost some of my baby weight, but not all of it. So I just needed that extra push. And I know personally how much nutrition and fitness can benefit your life, can benefit your family, especially as moms. If you learn how to eat well and cook well, your family will in turn eat well and cook well. So that was kind of the thing that pushed me to become a coach, because I knew I wanted to help other people do the same thing. So some of my hesitations that I had before signing up, well, first of all, for the first 2 years, I was probably scared to death to do it. And then I decided to just go for it. I remember thinking that I'm constantly telling my daughter, you can do it. You can do that. If you're going to learn to walk, you're going to do that. I never once told her, no, you shouldn't do that because that's scary. No, you shouldn't do that because you're going to fall. And that has been my coaching journey. You don't start out doing it well. You start out, you fail, and you learn from that. And you continue to grow. So being scared in the beginning is totally normal. And there's still things that push you out of your comfort zone, like everybody else has been talking about. And that has been probably the biggest thing that has changed for me, is that I am willing to do things that scare me now. Whereas before I wasn't willing to do that. Another one of my big hesitations was that I thought you had to be a Beachbody robot. Shakeology this, P90X, insanity, just pushing all of these things, and you don't. You have to be you and share your story, and everything will fall into place after that. I actually don't drink Shakeology. I'm a pretty successful coach, and I don't drink Shakeology. I am still nursing, and my doctor told me that it wasn't a good idea right now. And I know there's probably everyone else who's a coach who's nursing is able to drink it, but my doctor said no. So I follow his orders, and I'm still able to be successful. So you don't have to be a Beachbody pusher. You be you, and trust me, when I'm done nursing, which I don't know when that will be, but when I am, I will be drinking Shakeology because it's the best meal, and I do sneak some every now and then, but don't say anything. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that, you know, fear is totally normal in this, and you kind of learn as you go. So I'm going to pass it off to Emily, I think.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Hey guys, so I'm Emily Gardner, and I have been a coach since April of 2016, so I'm relatively new, and I kind of want to give you a little bit about my backstory. So I have had a passion for health and fitness. I was an athlete through high school, and I loved it, and I'd done Beachbody programs, and I completed them, got amazing results, and then kind of just went about and did my own thing. And in 2014, Dolly and I got pregnant, and we're super excited to have a family. And we ended up having a miscarriage, and it devastated me and it crushed me, where we ended up having to have surgery at 12 weeks pregnant. And I kind of went into a little depression and a funk for a long time, and I had put on some weight and had kind of lost myself in the process. And so my husband and I had committed to doing P90X at, I think it was January of 2016, when we were like, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna get my confidence back, I'm gonna feel good again. And kind of, you know, I had lost my confidence. I didn't know what to do anymore, and I needed something. And so we'd done Beachbody programs in the past, and I was like, we're going to do this. We jumped on board. We were all in, and we started seeing results. And I'd heard about Beachbody coaching. I'd actually been following Kelsey for a little bit. I went to high school with her husband, Dean, and he's hilarious. So anyone who knows him will love him instantly. But I was curious about what she was doing because, you know, I had heard about Beachbody coaching. I had no idea it existed, even though I had done multiple Beachbody programs, and I was completing my journey. And you know, with P90X, coming to the end of the 90 days, I'd gotten amazing results, and I was like, I want to go and I want to pass it forward, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. And the other thing was, you know, we had taken a break from trying to get pregnant because I just wasn't emotionally ready. And I had seen that she was able to stay home with her baby Ruby. And I was like, how is she doing that? I want that for myself. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, how can I make it happen? And I'm a nurse practitioner. I have been a career-driven person, very academic, very focused in my life. And I was like, what are people going to think about me? You know, I pursued this path for so long, and I have a passion for helping others and in health and in wellness in general, not just, you know, fitness and having that beach body, so to speak. But I was like, how can I make this happen? How can I align my values and my priorities with being able to stay home with my future family? And so I just wasn't quite sure. And so I followed her and kind of stalked her for a little bit too, kind of like Marissa, and was like, what is she doing? What is this all about? And so I finally reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm interested in this. I want to know more. And so I kind of plugged in, you know, not knowing what to do. And I kind of jumped in. I said, I'm on board. I know that Beachbody is something that I love. I love what they promote. And if this can provide me with a life that I can spend with my family and really stay true to my values, it's something that I'm willing to pursue. And now I have not always been this confident. I was lost after my miscarriage. I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. Honestly, Facebook, I was non-existent. If you look back, say 2015, I posted my vacation trips, and that was about it. I was not into social media. I really had taken it off my phone through grad school because I thought it was a distraction. And so I was terrified in my first Go Live video. I was shaking and trembling, and I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, yes, you can. Okay, I do this. And, you know, through the process, it is definitely a growing and a journey. And so how I kind of grew through that was personal development and really digging into myself, because it's not all about the fitness. It's definitely an inner journey of finding who you are, because we are all different. And that's what makes us beautiful in this business, because, you know, we're all kind of doing the same thing, but you can't follow anybody else. You have to really try to find out who you are and what you value and share that with others, and they can relate to that, and they love hearing your story, because even if you're not where you want to be, they want to follow that journey, and they want to kind of see what you're doing and where you're going. And so as I've gone through this the last 8-9 months, I have really found a love and a passion, and I'm so excited to tell you that we are expecting again, and we are 17 weeks pregnant with a baby, and we cannot be more happy. We felt it move today, actually last night, and Donnie like freaked out. He was like, what? And so we're super excited about that, and I am so excited for this business opportunity to be able to work from home, because again, I have a huge work ethic. I have driven, you know, this professional career, and I really wondered, like, what were people going to think about me? How can I just let this all go? But this is something that I can be me and be a mom and be at home and live the life I want to, and share my passion for health and fitness and wellness and like inner love. And so that for me was like, this is it. Like, this is my calling, and I am just so excited. Like, I get emotional about it. And I'm just like, it took me a while to get there because I was scared. I didn't know what people were going to think about me. And I finally got to that point. I'm like, I am helping people in my challenge groups overcome eating disorders, lose weight they never thought was possible, have that glow of confidence that they didn't know exist. And that to me is like, that means more than anything that I can do in this business. And I feel like I am changing lives, and I'm changing my own lives. And this team has really found something in me that I didn't even know existed. And I know it sounds super cliche and silly, but it's true. And I'm so excited to be part of this call, because I really didn't know I was actually going to be on it. So I'm super excited. And that's kind of been my journey. And so I kind of overcame my fear of personal development, relating to people more on like the emotional level, just like Erin was talking about. It's not about having that beach body. It's not about being where you want to be, but it's really about finding yourself, loving yourself, sharing that love with others, and that's what makes this business work. You know, is loving yourself, loving others, and sharing that journey on the way. So I would like to pass you on to my mentor and my personal coach, Kelsey, and she is amazing, and I love her, and I welcome everybody. And if you have any questions, let us know, and here she is.
Wow, I'm like all choked up for you guys. These are amazing stories, and sometimes like I learn stuff through these coaching opportunity calls. I'm like, that's amazing. So anyways, if you don't know me, my name is Kelsey Shackley, and I'm probably like the grandma coach of the bunch. I've been coaching now for 4 years, and goodness, I think back to when I started, and I had probably 10 to 15 pounds to lose, and I just wanted to feel good again. I was a nurse. I worked at a local children's hospital in the ER, and again and again, they kept telling me at my wellness checks that I needed to start working out and drink and eating better, because my cholesterol levels were borderline high. So I was trying to find something that I could just stick with and stay consistent with, and I found working out from home. And that is what has just been like the gold mine for me. And I never thought I would health and fitness, because it was, you laugh, but it was my husband that when we met in college, he's the one that worked out, and he's the one that ate right, and I'm the one that didn't and ate crap. And I mean, we were making like, haha, you probably work out on Thanksgiving too, right? And now it's me that's working out on Thanksgiving. But anyway, so it's just kind of funny how your story changes as you go. And I've been doing this now, like I said, for 4 years. And when I started, like, you knew, my husband was into health and fitness, but he was not the one that wanted me to do this. He was just thinking that this is a pyramid scheme, that this was a scam, that this wasn't for me. And that I had went to college, like Emily said, you know, I'd gone to college and gotten a degree. Like, why would you want to start something like this? And I don't know, like, I just think that I had something that my head and my heart were telling me something different. So if you're feeling that way, that's normal. I think my heart was saying, I want to do this. Like, I want to help people. I know how I'm feeling through these programs and through these products, and I want to pay it forward. If I can just help one person feel the way I'm feeling, I won. And my head was telling me, and my husband back here was telling me, no, that's a scam. This isn't real. You're going to waste your time. So my head and my heart were telling me something totally different. And what I had to do was just do research like you're doing. And I think that's so cool that all of you are on this call and doing your research and figuring out if this is for you. But I think my biggest advice to you, if your husband is skeptical or doesn't want you to do this, is just to not be obviously naggy, but just share with your husband why you want to do it. And I think that's where it really worked for Dean and I. He wasn't like super supportive, like, yeah, you go get him, girl. When I joined as a coach, he was more like, okay, well, that's your thing. I'll do my thing and we'll see how it goes, right? So I kind of just made this decision that I was going to show him through my actions that I was going to help people. And that over time, because it isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, that over time I would make an income that I could replace my full-time job, and that I could do these things. But I think with men, and I think this is the beauty, this is the difference between men and women that I think is so awesome, is that men are more like action oriented, where women see things before they happen. And I think that us coming together like that is so powerful. And so by me being able to see things before and then him seeing it after, it works. And so I would just encourage you to share with your husband why you want to do this, and then just show him how you're going to do this. Another big fear that I had of mine is I just didn't want to be salesy. I had a past of non-salesy like things. Like, I worked at the Buckle. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with that store, but it was at the time anyway 100% commission based. And they put me out on the floor and they're like, Kelsey, work and get some commissions. And I'm like, okay, I'll try my best. And I didn't make anything. I literally sucked. And I don't usually use the word suck because I just think it's mean, but I did. I sucked. I didn't make anything. And after 2 weeks, they nicely were like, Kelsey, we're going to put you back in the back room and you're going to unload the shipment, put the sensors on all the clothing, and we're going to put you there. And so I just had it in the back of my head that I'm just not going to be good at this. And the glory of this business is it's not about sales. You'll make sales if you're doing things right, and that's by leading with your heart and by actually figuring out how this could be a solution for other people, figuring out what they're struggling with, what their goals are, and figuring out, is this a solution for them? Because if they just had knee surgery, maybe it's a walking DVD at Walmart. You know, it's going to be different for every person. And so I think that's the biggest piece, is you don't have to worry about sales if you're doing it right. You're just leading with your heart and putting other people's interests first and put other people's goals first, and everything will work. So that's a little bit about me. I am fast forward 4 years. I'm now been able to stay at home with my kids. I have 3 kids. I have a 2-year-old and then newborn twins. They're like 7 weeks old. And so I've been able to do that and being able to work from home, be a full-time mom, and still be able to live out a passion and a purpose that I feel like I'm here to do. I feel like God's called me to do this. And so it's really cool to be able to have the best of both worlds and be able to help your family out financially. So real quick, I'm going to answer just a few frequently asked questions. Make sure to contact your coach if you're, to figure out how to sign up and all that good stuff, because it's going to be different for all of us. We all have some sort of incentives, to make sure to contact your coach. The last day of the month, we're going to, because of our new coach mentorship that starts in March, the last day to sign up and be able to be in that would be February 28th. Sorry, I had to get my phone out. I'm like, what day is that? Which is Tuesday. So 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesday is the cutoff. But make sure to contact your coach for all that information. But the best way, the absolute best way to get started as a coach is with the All Access Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack. And the reason I say that is because you have access to every single program the Beachbody has ever created, plus any new programs they launch in 2017. Plus, you'll get started with a bag of Shakeology, which is amazing. It's something that you should totally do, because anytime a person has an awesome fitness program, they have the nutrition and the supplementation that they need, they have the support from a challenge group, you're going to see success, period. And that's how you'll get started, and you'll have everything that you need to jumpstart your business, to get the results that you need to get, to be able to pay it forward and help other people. So I'm trying to think if there's any other questions that are good. Amber, can you think of anything else that we should touch on before we jump off?
I don't think so. Am I like echoing weirdly? Sorry. No, you mentioned that we were going to start our new coach mentorship on the 6th. And so that is really just, we truly believe in equipping everybody in the best way that we can. And so we have an awesome training program. Whoever you sign up with, we're all one big team here. So you're all going to get trained in the exact same way. We just want, because none of us went to school to do this, so it can be a little bit of like, how do I even get started? So we're going to walk you through every step of the way. A lot of people are nervous about social media. We walk you through all of that, how to set all of that up. But you know, we could probably talk all day about how much we love what we do. I mean, you'll notice that not a lot of us touched on money. And I think that's probably because we truly love what we do. We lead with our hearts, and it's one of those things that we love so much, and the income is just like kind of gravy. I mean, it's amazing, and several of us are now making 6 figures, but it's not something we lead with because, again, like Kelsey said, we lead with our hearts, and we love what we do every day. So if you have any questions, please reach out to the coach that sent you this link to this call, and we will be happy to talk with you. Do any of you ladies have anything else you wanted to add tonight? No? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, let me move for a second. On my microphone. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm echoing. So I have one other thing I want to add, because I think this is really important, especially when it comes to like a coaching snapshot like this, because a lot of people have asked me, Erin, what do you do? I don't understand. What are you doing in the social space? What are you doing in your groups? Like, what are you doing? And the truth is, I don't know how to explain it. The truth is that I don't have a lot of great words to explain it. But I can tell you this. What we all do as coaches is share our story. We do the most like heartfelt, authentic like portrayal of what we deal with on a day-to-day basis as moms, as people, as wives, as friends, whatever it may be. And we love on other people. And we really try our best as coaches to make people understand and feel like they have a place with where they're at in their life. And like I said in my story, like that's where I got, like that's the point that I got to. I needed a tribe. And so I think as coaches, what do? We invite people into our tribe, and we invite people in to authentically share and authentically feel like they can connect and be relatable and just live freely in a way that you can just be open and honest. And I think oftentimes, especially in a technology-focused world, we can lose sight of that. Like we can lose sight of that real connection that we all need. And so as coaches, that's what we do. We bring that real, authentic connection back. And we make people feel appreciated and loved and just valued the way they deserve to feel. And so I wanted to add that in because I get that question all the time. And I still don't have a good answer. I still don't really know how to put it into words. I'm working on it, clearly, as I'm talking right now. But it's a very real, passionate, authentic thing. And so hopefully that just gave some of you that might still be wondering, what is it that you do as a coach? Hopefully that gave you just a little bit more insight. So that's it. That's what I wanted to add.
Well, cool. Well, cool. I guess we'll wrap it up.
Awesome.
We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This will be recorded, so if you missed the beginning, feel free to watch it again. So thanks, ladies, for tuning in and sharing your stories tonight.